Right. Are we off? Are we good to go? Right, let me make this back because it looks a bit off. There we go. Hello, everyone. How are we all doing? Let's mess with this light a minute. 1 minute. Oh, it's alright. Oh. Hello, everyone. How are we all doing today? I hope everyone's doing great. Let me know in the chat how are you doing. I've seen some of you already in here. I've got my live chat up, just up here. Here we go. 15 of you already in here. We've started 20 seconds ago, guys. Don't need to spam join super quick. Hello to everyone. We'll read through the people. Oh my word. Hello to you all. Hello to Suit. Hello to Epic Videos. Hello to Evie. Hello to Chris. Fletcher. We've got Bowling Thunderstorm Man. Moonchild, Criff B, Shaz. Let's just go. Haha, yeah. Hello to David. David Aitchinson, hello to you. Hello to Hazel. Hazel, did your care arrive on time? We need to know these things. Yeah, it is pretty rough tonight. 27 of you already. Jesus Christ. Big stream already. I'm glad to see, Suit, that you were doing great. I'm just reading through the chat. Evening to everyone. We love you, ha ha ha. Bowling Thunderstorm said, apparently tornado risk for the tight low about to come through. Possibly. I'll have a look at things. We'll have a look at everything. Hello to AJK. How are you doing, my friend? Yeah, just let's see how everyone is doing. Just hoping for an update that the cold is coming back. Yes, there will be a little bit of a talk about the possible tornado risk, Thunderstorm Man. We'll have a look. We'll have a look at all the latest. Now, I did run a poll, and please vote what you think will happen. So currently we've got 18 votes. Cheers to everyone for voting in the poll, and you've voted that you reckon it'll be below average. 56% said below average, 39 said average, and 6 said mild. Have you say? Have a bit of fun. Like you said, run wild with what you think will happen this month. Right, well, let's get on with things. So I'm just going to centre this. We're going to try and talk a bit slower and a bit calmer today, because I feel like sometimes if you're new to my streams and things, I do talk a little bit too quick, and it can be a bit hard to understand. So I'm going to try and pace myself a bit better, so maybe we won't have as many pauses and things. So, right now it's 7:30 when I'm recording this, 7:32. Recording. I'm streaming it. Come on. So, from the outset, if we go to the map here, this is the satellite, the live satellite of the UK. You can see the cloud cover, and this is a new map. I've not used this very often. This is from Zoom Earth, and as you can see, there's the UK right here. Oh, well, I can't draw on the map, so I'll have to indicate to you because it lags my screen out. But basically, there's some thick cloud moving in with an area of low pressure, which is Storm Herminia, which is moving in from the Atlantic, bringing some wet and windy weather, especially to the south and southwest. There is the little feature we're monitoring for the south and southeast, occurring possibly tonight. It could happen, it could not. It could be quite windy though for a time with gusts up to 70 miles an hour. But we'll have a look at everything. Now if we have a look at the live radar, we want that, so we want the radar. Then you can see that the stormy, wet Atlantic system is affecting the south currently with some quite heavy rain for the far southwest. Further northwards, we have a few areas of light and patchy rain for central southern Scotland, eastern Scotland, northern England, and a few patchy showers in the Republic of Ireland. A few showers affecting the southeast. This map's really good, actually, because a few hours ago, you can see that much of the country, let me know if you had a lot of heavy rain earlier as well. We had quite a bit of heavy rain. Quite horrible, to be honest. But we had quite a bit of heavy rain, and that was quite a widespread weather front moving across the country, bringing a dousing of rain. There could be some very heavy rain mixed into the showers in the southwest, or this prolonged spell of rain in the southwest, which could bring some disruption in places. If we have a look at the UK weather warning, it's already got 44 of you in here. Wow. I'll have a read through the chat again while we see everyone's names. So I like to shout people out. We've got Danny V, we've got my good mods in here. We've got Danny and Andrew. Hello to you. Thanks for moderating on the chat as always. Let me have a read. Sure will. What did you say, Bowling? I'm seeing a hook echo predicted to form in the low. Well, Inspector, hello to you. Big Shane. Nice one, Shane. How you doing? Why is Essex not seeing the biggest impacts? We'll have a look. We'll have a look. We'll go for everything. Very small storm at Port. It's quite a small low, but yeah, it's predicted to be it could be quite significant. Producing lightning right now, non-east coast. Yeah, we'll have a little look at everything. I'm glad to see that your carer arrived early. That was nice. There's weather warnings on Tuesday as well. Yeah, we're just looking at everything. We're just looking at everything for now, and then we'll go through everything. Right, so this is for today, Sunday into Monday. We currently have a yellow warning for rain. Spells of heavy rain may lead to some local flooding during Sunday and Monday. Quite widely, 10 to 20 millimetres will fall, with locally nearer 30 to 50 millimetres over high ground, particularly over exposed south or southeast facing upslopes. That's for mainly the south and the east, extending down to the south coast to the northeast. And like that, a further spell of heavy rain may develop and affect parts of England and Wales on Sunday evening, clearing early Monday. And should this be the case, a few places may see as much as 80 millimetres of rain in total. And this could be disruptive considering the amount of rain we've had. We have a blanket yellow warning for wind, a brief in any wrong location spell of very strong winds possible, gusts of 55 to 65 miles per hour possible, should this spell develop with a very small chance of localised gusts of up to 80 miles an hour. Confidence remains very low with regards, even now, and it's only like 5 hours away, 6 hours away, into early Monday morning. There is the still uncertainty with this system. But what I would say is the primary zone for this is southeastern England, so this sort of region up to about Norwich is where this could develop, down towards Brighton and up as far north as Norwich. Now we'll take a look at the live feed, and we'll take a look at Monday's warnings are the same. There's a yellow warning in the west I forgot to mention, which is periods of heavy rain could eventually lead to some floodings of roads and properties. And then there's that yellow warning in the southwest from storm Herminia, which is strong gusty southwesterly winds. And winds may gradually ease. They have been quite high this morning, so up to about 70 to 80 miles an hour in parts. If we have a look at the current winds, you can see there's the jet stream just out in the Atlantic there. You can just see it powering up and sending the low pressures our way. So there's... I can't draw on the map. There's storm Herminia there, and you can just see the jet stream carrying it along. Very powerful at the moment, taking it straight towards the UK and Ireland, bringing some quite strong winds now into the southwest portion of the Republic of Ireland. And there is a little bit of wind on the southeast coast as well, but this isn't too bad at the moment. You can see if we have a look earlier that it was affected by some quite strong winds in western Wales, southwestern England, with winds of up to 80 miles an hour in places. Now we'll go over to the main models. Do enjoy the stream, by the way. We've got 42 of you in here. Can we get the likes up? I really do appreciate all of you joining us. Let's see if we can get to 30 likes. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Or this evening, I should say. So we'll go over to the UKV then. This is the UK Meteos run. We'll have a read of the chat as well. I'm taking things quite slowly today. We'll be sick getting thunder, yeah. It would be, wouldn't it? Hope you have a relaxing... Where's there other footage of Storm I.O. in? There is some footage. I can show you some footage. Lots of exams then. Looks like a massive twister. Are they both seeing them messages? What? Is it a hurricane? No, it's not a hurricane. It's not that intense, I would say. Right, so 9 p.m. tonight, Sunday the 26th of Jan. There is a weather front, or like a low pressure system. You can just see here a little trough in the pressure gradient there. You can just see forming a small low along the south coast, which is moving northeastwards, bringing some quite heavy rain to the south and the southeast and the south coast into France and the southwest of Wales, which is why there's yellow ones in place. Further northwards, we have snow showers affecting central and southern Scotland there, maybe even parts of northern England, but other parts otherwise seeing rain, and some rain showers in the west of Ireland. Now, this rain spell, or this heavy and persistent rain, will move further northwards taking some heavy rain, which could turn to snow on its northern edge over higher routes as it moves into northern England, but unlikely. It would have to be of higher elevation. Now, if we have a look at the southern Ireland, there's some quite heavy spells of rain. Could be a little bit of thunder mixed in, as well as this form. You can see where there's like a little, like a heavier burst. In heavier bursts, there could be a couple lightning patches, and even in the southeast, there could be a few lightning or hail patches around, because it is not going to be that warm. It's 5 degrees, well, mild. It's going to be 5 degrees. It's 5 degrees right now here in South Yorkshire, so it won't be exactly very mild. Then through tomorrow morning, we have some showers moving in from the west, which are quite heavy in the south and the east. They're going to continue to persist through the day, but obviously quite patchy sunshine and showers, with some thick cloud further northwards and a little feature for central northern areas on Monday, bringing some quite heavy rain. And obviously there's still a few snow showers in the north. It's a lot more marginal. It's much more marginal. It's much more marginal than it should be, really. But we just haven't got as much cold air as before. Through Tuesday, again, more rain and wind around. Quite gusty showers, and some of them might be wintry over the northern hills. Now, there's a low pressure system diving southwards on Wednesday, which could produce some quite heavy rain in the southwest. A little bit of uncertainty with that. Does brush the south coast briefly before it dashes to our southwest. Before it goes drier, then a weather front moves in from the west, from the Atlantic, bringing some heavy snow to the north, but probably rain elsewhere as it moves in. Could be a little bit of transient snow over the northern hills before it turns back to rain, and it weakens as it moves southeastwards. Now, if we have a look at the wind gusts with that, now you can see there's quite a high wind shear just to the north of Ireland there, at 5 p.m. this is, on today, up to 70 miles an hour. Then, as you can see, for the southeast, doesn't really make much of those strong winds and produces some, it does show it there, indicate it, 60 miles an hour and 69 miles an hour, oi oi, on the southeast coast. Then there's some strong winds out to the west, southwest on Monday morning, which could move further inland along exposed locations in the south of Ireland and maybe even southwest England. 70 to 75 miles an hour are possible, maybe even 80 miles an hour along the most exposed routes. As you can see, those 83, 84 mile an hour winds are just off the west coast of Ireland, so much change wouldn't be needed. And this band of stronger winds begins to move northeastwards through Monday morning, producing at least 40 miles an hour around coast. Even further inland into central northern Britain, wind gusts of up to 40 miles an hour are possible. And in the west, 40 to 50 miles an hour gusts, maybe even 60 along the most exposed coast, are definitely possible. Now, this will continue throughout, or persist throughout the day in the south and the west, so quite a windy day for the south, Monday into Tuesday, and Tuesday seems to calm down, but there still is the possibility of some strong winds. And then Wednesday, with that low sliding to our southwest, or going on a northwest-southeast alignment, it could produce some more strong winds for the far southwest, with up to 70 miles an hour possible, but again, uncertainty with that before that clears away. And there's more strong winds possibly for the north, but obviously it's a long way out at this stage. Now, if we have a look at the icon, which is, good, then it's usually pretty good. Then we'll go and have a look at what it's showing here. This is that little low on Sunday into Monday. Put 60 mile an hour gusts on the far south coast of England, but doesn't move it further northeastwards that much. Produces a couple of 40 mile an hour gusts and a very minimal 50 miles an hour in the far southeast. Then there's that front moving through from the west, producing some quite strong winds from the southern part of the Irish Sea and in the Atlantic, and around the coast of the southwest and southern Britain, up to 50 to 60 miles an hour and possibly 70 in exposed locations. And then, again, the same for the far south of Ireland along exposed coastal locations, up to 70 miles an hour. As we move through, then it goes a bit calmer through Tuesday into Wednesday. Again, it could be a bit windy in the south through Tuesday morning before it does clear away through Tuesday afternoon. And then into Wednesday, it looks a bit calmer. Could be a couple of gusty winds in the far southwest. Could be a bit blustery of a day. And then it kind of is a little bit better. Then into Friday, the possibility of some more strong winds around the northern part of Northern Ireland, up to 70 mile an hour gusts just off in the Atlantic, but obviously it's a long way out in this pattern. Now we'll go back to the chat. Oh my word. We'll have a look. See you, Sue. Cheers for joining. I'm into crosswords. Yeah. Yeah, I've never seen a hurricane in my life either. We are too high up in latitude, so we'd never get hurricanes. Yeah. Storm we had to do was with a steam jet. Yeah. Hello to B. Hello to Paul James. Hello to you. Hello to Criff Beast. Harrison said fake. Cheers, mods, for sorting that out. Yeah, I'm not sure how it's fake when it's a weather chart, but you go ahead and say that, pal. You've had your warning. I mean, yeah. That's it. Hello to Richard's UK Tropical Garden Projects and Mini Golf. Hello to you. Hello to Chris. How are you doing? Right, we'll go back to it now. Just wanted to have a look at the chat, that was all. Have a look back at the wind gusts for right now, 7:45, because they're now starting to affect the far west and southwest of the Republic of Ireland, up to 50 miles per hour, possibly in exposed regions. That's going to strengthen as we go through the evening into the night. As you can see, they could reach 60 miles an hour peak. Then there's that little feature for the southeast on this Zoom Earth map, which is from the Icon model, which is showing that maybe possibility of 60 miles an hour. Now, if we have a look at the arpège run, this really does build the low a little bit, or strengthen the low a little bit further. And as you can see, for the far southeast there, 71 to 73 miles an hour. Pretty strong winds at 1 a.m. on Monday there. 71 to 73 miles an hour. Pretty strong. A few strong gusts in the west of Ireland as well. And some stronger winds in the Irish Sea as well as we go through Monday afternoon, early Monday afternoon, 50 miles an hour possible. Now these winds are going to transfer away. Then we go into a calmer pattern before around Wednesday time. The winds do return slightly for the south and west. Doesn't make much of it though. And then into Friday, could be a preceding weather front, which could bring some stronger winds once again. Just off to the west coast of Ireland, 40 to 50 miles an hour gusts are mixed in. Hello to Ross Miller. Do you see Gav was not feeling great? Let's sort of get some beer soon. Yeah, he's good. He's good. I do rate Gav. He's brilliant. Could we have a look at some Oh, sorry about that. I completely forgot that was a thing. Yeah, of course we can. Precipitation. So, I forgot that was even a thing. There's that wet weather through today, which has happened through this afternoon. Then there's that secondary low on Sunday evening to Monday, produced some very wet weather for the southeast and central and northern Britain, even extending into the Midlands, quite extensive into the Midlands, extending to northern Britain. Could be a little bit of snow over the highest groups, and a little bit of sleety snow for for central Scotland there. Then there's a lot of rain for the southwest there. Wales seeing quite the brunt of the rain. You can see the extension there. If you just want to make it out, I can anyway. Oops, I've clicked the wrong button. There's the low. This is the storm Herminia. That's how you say it. 32 likes. Wow. Cheers, everyone. And storm Herminia spinning around, producing lots of rain. Obviously, could be a bit heavier than that and a bit more patchy. It's one of those which will have to be monitored, but it could be developed into quite a wet spell of weather, wet and windy weather, especially in the south. Plenty of rain around though for the south and the west primarily, and around Northern Ireland as well. Quite a lot of rain for Northern Ireland. Then as we move into Wednesday, there's a weakening weather front, doesn't quite reach it very far into the UK before it dissipates, and due to maybe a little bit of rain in the south and the south coast. Then there's a weather front moving in from the Atlantic. Now if we have a look at the icon, because I didn't show the precip type, and so I made a fair point. I did not remember who it was. Again, very similar. Some very heavy rain for central and southern and southeastern Britain there. A bit more extensive with the rain for the early hours of Monday. And then there's storm Herminia. I need to remember that. Storm Herminia there. Bringing in some wet weather. And that could be quite wet and an unpleasant day for many parts of the country, with showers and longer spells of rain mixing in through Monday and Tuesday. Then as that clears way to our east, another low clips the south, a bit more further northwards with the clip in the south there, could produce a little bit of heavy rain. A couple of snow showers possible in the north and the west. Well, in the north, I should say, in the northwest. Then there's that weather front moving through. Actually turns to snow on its northern edge as it moves through, and it weakens. Quite a lot of snow there for the north there, for the north and Scotland as the weather front moves in, but it is quite mild. So then the winds turn back to a milder direction. We go under a ridge and then it's quite dry. Now, let's have a look at the GFS. Have a look at what the GFS is making of this low, of this little feature. It's actually making more of an effort with it, actually, which is quite surprising. A lower res model is making much more of it, and we'll show you on the chart, actually. It's quite interesting from the GFS. You can just make it out there. This here is the small low. It is developing a lot more than the other runs. 970 millibars, little area of low pressure, which is moving in this direction to the northeast, and its southern edge produces these stronger winds. As you can see, it's quite a small little feature, and this is why the models are struggling so much on it, but by 3 AM, it's moved to our northeast, and it clears out into the Atlantic. Then it moves further northwards and produces some more rain. But the GFS has much more of a go at it. So 60 to 70 miles an hour are possible in the southeast tonight, along the south coast, and even 75 miles an hour for the southeast. So like the Kings Lynn area, for example, just below like Hull and such areas. So just in the west, east and southeast, there could be some strong winds through the early hours of Monday morning. Now, obviously, that clears away to our northeast, so a couple of strong gusts along the east coast are possible as it moves away. And then also in the southwest, makes more of an effort with 60 mile an hour gusts gathering around coastal areas in the southwest, around Western Wales. Then more lows clear through. Tuesday calms down. Then Wednesday, there's actually a bit of a bigger feature with the GFS. You can see the low circling around the bottom of the screen. If I can find it there. Into Wednesday, you can just see 70 mile an hour gusts just out in the Atlantic, just to the south of Ireland, before they dissipate away and move away, which is quite interesting. Now, I'll have a look at the GFS run to see what it's showing in the longer term with the latest 12Z run. So we'll go run through it very quickly because we are focusing on the storm Herminia. Yes, I got it right. We are focusing on that. So we'll run through it very quickly. There. Right. So, how the next few days? So we've got, this is Storm Herminia, which breaks into a few parts, but produces a barrage of wet and windy weather for many parts of the UK, especially in the south and the west. Could be quite windy at times in the southwest, or the southern part of this low, with some strong southwesterly winds. And as that clears away to our east, we get a quite quick and strong northwesterly wind before the next low sinks southwards, and it could produce some heavy rain for the southwest. As that clears away, then we go into a transient ridge, so it could be quite cold on Thursday into Friday, for high pressure builds up to our north and east. Tries to get a build towards Scandinavia. There's too much energy in the Atlantic, and that doesn't come to fruition. We go back into a southwesterly pattern, and it goes quite mild. But with the positioning of the high, there could be an inversion. It looks very mild, though, for many parts of the country, especially in the north and the west. But in the southeast, there could be, and southeast and southwest, there could be an inversion at the surface if with lighter winds. So there could be some frost and fog in the mornings. So the GFS doesn't look too interesting. Now, the IGM is very similar with that low sinking southwards and high pressure builds to our north. Tries to build further northwards, but it's not strong enough. Powered up by the Atlantic, is shut down, and we go into a stronger northwesterly wind. Now, at the end, it does go northwesterly and brings in some colder air, or some cooler air, you could say, but it's very transient. The Atlantic looks like it's about to topple this low pressure over and bring in the Atlantic once again. I'll go back to this. Hello to let's have a read of the chat. Hello to Barbmac, how you doing? I'm sorry for getting to the chat a bit late. South Coast of England, we got away from the worst of the storm. Yeah, you did. Richard's UK Tropical Garden Projects in Minigol. I was in Hurricane Bob in 1994. Well, I bet it was interesting. Hello to Sarvi, I haven't seen you around. Hello to you. How are you doing? Wasn't too bad. Yeah, you're talking amongst yourselves. Your enthusiasm for meteorology. Oh, thank you. I do try my best. I'm doing alright, Savvy. How are you? How high is the tornado risk? 10 to 20%? Possibly higher. Herminia is quite a nice name. It is made from that. It is from Spain. I should know that. Herminia, it's from Spain. It's from Spain. The Spanish Met Office. Going to get 30 to 40 mile an hour winds on tomorrow's afternoon and evening, but the winds will hopefully die out near to midnight on Monday/Tuesday. Yes. Said, have you seen max velocity? He's doing a similar thing in the US. I have not. Ash, what storm? Only 20 mile per hour winds here in Cheshire. Well, there is a storm going on. I can inform you of that. There's a little low, actually. I'll show you very quickly if you've just joined, Ash. So this little low here is actually quite a stormy feature and could produce some quite strong winds for the south and the east through overnight into the early hours of Monday. Then this here is Storm Herminia, which is just out to our west. It has been named by the Spanish Met Office, which has been producing some quite strong winds for the south, for like Cornwall and the southwest and western Wales. Up there in Cheshire, I don't think you've seen too much of it, have you? I haven't. I've just seen lots of lots of rain, to be honest. If we have a look back at this, you can see that it's been quite windy for many areas. So today through Sunday, it has actually been 40 to 50 mile an hour gusts, which it has been here in parts. It's just been quite a windy week, hasn't it? Has anyone got any pictures or anything of the storm? Then please do send them to me on Twitter. Shameless plug at Sendix Weather. Here you go. You can send that to me and I'll show it in the next video or whatever. If you'd like to see that, then please do let me know. But yeah, it has been quite stormy. It's been quite wet. It's been quite unsettled the last few days, you know. The GFS continues to make stronger or gusty winds for the west, actually, and the northwest through into the first week of February. So that's something to be monitored. If we have a look at the wind forecast map currently, you can see, if we go here, there we go, this is live, but there is a little feature gathering pace just to our south, which is producing 50 mile an hour gusts just off the south coast. Little feature in the Irish Sea. And then obviously there is some strong winds still circulating around Ireland. The southern part of Ireland is still seeing up to 60 mile an hour gusts. This is the jet stream here, which is producing 100 mile an hour gusts because it is the jet stream. It's quite powerful because it's like a sting jet pushing this low pressure system in the centre towards the UK, but it's getting stopped by southerly winds to our east. And as you can see, these southerly winds are quite strong. So if any of these are touching the east coast, they could be quite strong, to like 50 miles per hour. So there you go. Let me have a read of the chat. Hello to Best Crazy, how you doing? Groovy is a great word. What will the temps be next week? That's something we haven't mentioned. 1 minute, I'll pull them up for you. We'll go with the UK. I mean, what? The UK Met UKV run, and we'll have a look at the temps for next week. Here you go. This is the max temperatures. So Monday. So tonight looks like there might be a frost in the north of Scotland. Otherwise, it looks quite a relatively mild night, especially in the south and the east. Now, Monday day, highest temps of around 6, 7, 8 degrees, so around average, to be honest. Slightly milder in the southwest of the Republic of Ireland. And overnight, there could be a frost in the north, but otherwise, it looks like quite a mild night again. Now into Tuesday day, temperatures are struggling again around 6, 7, 8 degrees, and then further northwards, 1, 2 or 3 degrees are possible. So around average again. And then as we go into Wednesday, there could be an patchy overnight frost for northern England, northern Scotland, southwestern, southern central Ireland and western Wales. I should say central Wales, I should say. There could be a couple more patchy areas of frost. Doesn't always pick up very well on this, but this is the only model which is really quite good for this. Then at 3 p.m. in the afternoon on Wednesday, highs of 6, 7, 8 in the west and the southwest. I mean, what? In the west? The southwest is quite cold. In the east and the southeast is seeing 7, 8 degrees highs. And obviously cold as you head north. Again, might not get above freezing in some patchy areas in the north. Overnight frost for many into Thursday. Lows of -4, even in quite rural locations. Obviously, in urban areas, built-up areas, it could be slightly higher than that. So possibly 3 degrees. Around London, there see 3, 4 degrees. But pretty cold night for many. Lows of -4 in Scotland and this part of western England there. And then this looks like quite a cold day. Further northwards again, and maybe northern England a bit cold. But still 6, 7 degrees, pretty average. Then again, another frost possible, especially in the southeast, through Friday. And then 3 p.m. on Friday, highs of 7, 8. And then milder airs encroaching from the southwest, so 9, 10, 11 in the far southwest. Hopefully that was a good one for you. Hopefully that was a good one. Cheers to Tennessee statewide weather. cheers to you for subscribing. Much appreciated. Have a read through. Got a video short, Gus, about 70 mile an hour. That's not bad. That's pretty strong. You gotta consider that. Interesting viewpoints. Yeah. One of Reed's YT monitors. Hello to Best Crazy Boy. How you doing? What is going on? Was I when I was chosen? Might be out chasing the next snowstorm, possibly end of this week. It's all calm here at the moment in East Lee. Yeah. Hard being a mod, yeah. Been a few trolls on Gav's YouTube listening spread to other YouTube channels. Me and Paul have dealt with these characters. On the bottom play, we have a small children couldn't play because one of the branches will smack on the head on the Friday. Oh, that's sad, that. Hello to you. That's crazy. Arkwolf, GFS shows 965 millibars over Lincolnshire from GFS 12Z at 4 in the morning. So yes, I live in Lincolnshire before you ask. Lol. Yeah, of course you do. Otherwise, why'd you be asking? But yeah, there could be some stronger gusts. As you can see there, actually, I'll show it again. This is what we are looking at the moment. In case anyone's just joined, there is a little feature for developing in the flow in this unsettled storm. Herminia. 71 of you watching, by the way. Thank you all for joining. There's a little low feature developing in the flow of Storm Herminia, which is being watched. It's kind of like just a mini feature developing in the flow from all the energy within the storm, just being pulled out and producing possibly up to 60 mile an hour winds on its southern edge, depending on the track of this low. Now, we'll go through each of the runs and we'll show you what each of them is showing and how far they developed them so we can do a bit of comparison. So the UK Met Office develops that low a little bit, but not as much, and it's further southwards, so that would affect southern and southeastern regions, for example. The Icon does not develop low anywhere near as much, you'd say, there. And it's kind of like a mini feature, so there could be a few winds, a few stronger winds around, but not too much, doesn't make much of it. The GM is a little bit stronger with that low, pushed it further northeastwards. So for that Lincolnshire area, probably would see some stronger winds through the early hours of Monday morning. But then on the southern edge, so on the southwest there, could be a little bit of stronger winds. And as it moves northwards, that could be some strong winds. It moves out into the sea. Or into the sea. Then there's that low out to our west. So that one's that was probably very similar to the GFS. The Arpège run develops this low as well, producing some some stronger winds on the southeast, in the southeast there, with that one. So yeah, there's a few bit of a variation with that. Hazel, I hope you're getting revived on time. Yeah, it looks like it's headed right over me. Yeah, there's still a bit of a variation. I dropped my computer on the floor. Looks. Yeah, epic videos. I hope that it was alright. Keandra, hello to you. What will Storm Herminia bring? So it's brought some strong winds to the south and the west, the southwest of England, and it's going to bring lots of wet and windy weather, especially in the west. So Western Wales, northwestern England, Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, lots of rain mixing in, and yeah. If you look at the satellite as developed, good idea. We can actually see this. Go to the satellite image. There we can see. Right, let me look this up. There. Right. One minute. Right. Pressure. Right. This here. Right. This should be quite interesting to see actually. So this here is Storm Herminia. I can't colour it in or anything because it'll break it. But you can just see. The low pressure out to our west, and then obviously there's a little feature moving in. You can just see a little, what's the word, kink in the isobars there, which like a trough in the isobars, which is going to push or expects to push northeastwards. There's still a lot of uncertainty with it. There we go. Sorry everyone, got the cup of tea. If you've not seen my cup, warning, may start talking about the weather. This is a weather live stream. It is perfectly appropriate to have. Right. Yeah, that's what we're focusing on, though. That is what we're focusing on. How will Storm Herminia affect Hull, please? It could bring some wet weather to the east, and that little low on tonight into the early hours of Sunday morning could produce some stronger winds, but obviously the track's a little bit uncertain. It could develop more than the runs are showing. It could develop less than the runs are showing. But as Justin said, which is true, it has developed. The low has developed, so it will develop to some degree and will pass over somewhere, and somewhere we'll see probably some strong gusts of up to 50 miles an hour. Possibly. Now, as you can see, the radar doesn't develop much of it with the Zoom Earth, which is what I'm using, which is the icon run, does not develop much of this low. There's the low there. So it's like a little trough in the isobars there. That's the low, which clears away to our east. Develops more as it moves out to our east, before it moves back to the north, with the strong winds. But the timing of it is around the early hours of Monday morning, so 1 a.m. till about 4 a.m. is the expected time frame of this affecting the south and east. Evie said County Durham, good location. Yeah, of course it is. Radar. So if we have a look right now, Durham is there. So there's a few rain showers around. They might affect you. Have you had any rain earlier today? Because it looks like it's been some heavy rain. Like for me, quite a lot of heavy rain around. For the next few days, looks mainly dry. Could be a few patchy showers through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but not too much of significance. Could be some heavier spells of rain mixed in through Monday afternoon, possibly. But that's something to watch out for. I see a few new people in the chat as well. There is snow possible this week. Yes, there is, Chris. But I'm not sure on the developments of that. Shipley, oh yeah, in the west. I know where that is. Could see some quite heavy rain through the week. But not expecting too much there in regards to wind. The times are very interesting. Yes, they are, Chris. But yeah, it could be quite wet in the west, epic, especially through the early part of this week. As you'll see from the UKV, if we go through that again with the precip, you can just see that there is some wet weather expected. And I'll just show this anyway for like Chris and Epic and stuff. And the person who said County Durham, sorry I forgot your name. I'm just reading in the chat, so many names going through. There could be some wetter weather through the west, but not expecting much. It's more for the south and the east, which is seeing the worst of the rain. But obviously a shower cannot be properly forecasted sometimes, so you couldn't rule out a slim shower. Now obviously on the south and the west there could be some heavier rain through Wednesday day. Could be some heavier rain mixed in, but obviously that's something to monitor. I want to see actually how the UKV develops this low. So it does actually develop it a little bit more significantly than the other runs. I'm not sure if you can see it very well because it is quite hard to see, but it develops it later on than the other runs. Let me see if I can do this. There is the low. There is the low. We're watching this little feature. And there we go. We can see there's that low moving through to our northeast, bringing some, which could bring actually some stronger winds on its southern edge, but it's not very much, not developed that much. There. What is that ping? Oh my god, super chatted, £2. Gav banned me Christmas Eve. What did you do? Oh, what did you do, Sue? How did you get banned? The other Sue, not the other Sue I know. But thank you for the super chat, much appreciated. What did he ban you for? What did you do? What did you do in his chat? Oh no. Hello to Simon Galliandro from Brighton. Oh, have you had any strong winds there, Simon? Let us know. If visits Herminia, will we still use Flourish? Yes, we will for the next storm system. Yeah, cheers for the super chat, Sue. What did you do? What did you do on the stream though to get banned? They can be very disruptive, Justin. Yeah, I've seen them before, and they develop at short notice. Yeah, we will still use Flores though. It's a good question, actually, Devon. It was named by the Spanish forecasters. So it's not actually our system, but it was named by the Spanish forecasters. There. Any other storms of longer range? Well, there is the potential, of course, if the Atlantic continues to dominate of them moving through. Will this little low possibly be Floris? No, Devon, because it's if it was going to be named, it would have been named a couple of days before. But obviously, these sort of lows are just short. They affect such a small area, but they can obviously be quite disruptive, as someone noted. But yeah, they develop at short notice. It's too close to be named because it's only like a slight low, but obviously it can be disruptive. This little low will not be forest, though. I wouldn't expect it to be. Anyway. But yeah, good questions, good questions. This here out to our west is Herminia because it was named by the Spanish Met Office. Not Spanish Met Office, the Spanish meteorologists over there, the Spanish forecasters over there. That was named by them. So it's not actually our storm, but it's affected island. It is affected island with a lot of rain. Have you seen the shot where I showed Doris? Yeah. He's doing alright. She's doing alright, I should say. She's doing alright. Commit to CLGFS tomorrow and see the low over Lincolnshire. Actually, that is a good idea because it shows up a lot better than that. That's what it looks like on here, and then if I go to Meteos CL, which I highly recommend everyone looks at because it's a very good website. Here, if we go on, go in Europe, and then we go to that one. No, wrong one. Wrong one. My bad. This one. And we. Oh my word. Get out French, please. And then if we go on pressure and load. Right, okay. Google Translate. Turn off. There we go. Pressure. Go. Load, please. No. I'm stupid. Sorry, everyone. This is what the GFS. This is what the GFS is showing. For that low. Through tomorrow morning. There it is at 4 a.m. Thanks for telling me this. 965 millibar area of low pressure. Now that looks quite severe. And if that happened on the southern edge, so for eastern parts of Lincolnshire, Lincolnshire could possibly see winds of 70 miles per hour, maybe even more. Because if you can tell by the tightly packed isobars, and this is the most developed I've seen it from many of the runs, and the GFS is bad at forecasting the wind gusts, then you can just see that this is actually quite a severe system and it could develop some quite strong winds. Now on the GFS forecast or the map, it was showing 60 mile an hour gusts, but this could be more like 70, possibly even 75 miles an hour, which, is quite not severe on because it's such a small low one. But in a small area, it could be quite significant. Now, that clears away to the east and goes up towards Scotland. And then there's storm Herminia clearing through the country Wednesday into Thursday. It's actually a bit further northwards with that low than some other runs are, which kind of take it further southwards. But obviously there's a lot of messing around to do. Doris is my budgie. Hello to Melissa McDonald. I'm sorry I got round to the chat a bit late. And Simon said, yes, been very gusty all day. Well, it might be a bit more gusty later today, but you'll have to wait and see, won't you? There's that low, though. But it could affect Brighton there. But probably not. It's more over here, isn't it? It's more towards the east of the Isle of Wight. It's in the southeastern corner. So that's going to affect on its... If it went like this, which the GFS is doing, it would affect areas on its southern edge. So kind of like this. So that line there is where it could affect. And obviously a bit further northwards. There's like a gap. So I'd say up to about... Just to the south of Hull, it could affect there. Maybe in the southeast as well. Depends on the exact development of this low. It's so hard to forecast. And there's still so much variation at such a short range. Let me have a read through. Hello to Tilly. I from Aberdale, South Wales. Will be affected again. Thank you for your channel updates. No problem. Aberdare, that's South Wales. So, yes, you will be affected by more rain and some stronger winds. You've also got a yellow warning for rain. Hope you haven't had any floods and you're all right. But tomorrow, 6 a.m. tomorrow till 6 a.m. on Tuesday, there is some rain around. So be careful, and there could be some flooding. Strong and gusty winds as well. Possible near the coast with gusts of 50 miles an hour inland. Is that the rain warning? No, it is not. But that is 50 to 70 millimetres over high ground, but 20 to 40 millimetres are likely to accumulate quite widely. So yeah, it's going to be quite wet and possibly windy. I'm not sure if the winds extend into Wales. Yes, they do. England and Wales. Across southern parts of England and Wales through Monday and first on Tuesday. Gusts to 60 to 70 miles an hour possible near the south coast, with gusts of 50 possible inland. So yeah, it's going to be quite severe for you. So make sure you stay safe, keep updated on your warnings. But it doesn't look that bad. Is that quite tentative? Freezing. Yeah, it is cold. Mods on this child suit is imposter. Okay. Shay's channel. Cheers, Melissa. I'm not that good. I'm not that good. Yeah, Zelda. What's going on in the chat? Sorry, I've been trying to just go through the... What's going on? What's happening? Let me have a look at the poll I run. 61 people have voted. Thank you very much, everyone. Below average, 48%. 36% say average, and 60% say mild. You know what? I'm going to be bold and say it's going to be average. I know a lot of you probably want below average. I know, Hazel, you don't, and a few other people won't, but I reckon it'll be average, with a few cold snaps around the second week of Feb. Write that down. Note it down. I've already noted it down in my brain. I've said it about 5 times. But I do think that will be the case. So, let me have a look. I'm going to run through the other models, because I just want to... Oops, that's the wrong one. We want Wetters and Trail, and then we go GM. There we go. Very unsettled. So we showed that one, which is very unsettled, and then this is the ECM. Tries to build heights towards our northeast around the first week of Feb, but gets toppled very quickly by the Atlantic. Probably going quite wet and windy, especially in the north, and quite zonal with winds in from the west and the southwest. Watch the run, pretty average, pretty zonal, not too much interest there. Have a look again at the live radar for the wind gusts. So, yep, again, the south is quite windy, with winds up to 40 miles an hour. Still in Brighton there. That person who was in Brighton, 40 miles an hour gusts are still happening there. Average spring, yeah. I think Floris will be in Feb, definitely. Devon, yeah. That's very fair, Andrew. If you said something out of order, yeah, I'd be happy. It's fine. Thank you very much, Melissa. I'm not that good. I'm learning. I'm trying to get better, especially with my speech, because slowing my pace down. I wonder if anyone's noticed. I did try and slow my pace down during the stream. Hopefully some of you noticed that, because I've really been trying to. I do understand I'm a bit hard to understand when I go off on one. I'm not judging this off what is happening now. Most models don't or barely have a blank in the isobars, or barely even an area of convection. But if you look at it right now, it looks a lot more developed then. Yeah, cheers, everyone's saying I'm doing a great job. I'm trying my best. When Storm Izzy happens, I have a bad feeling about it. Me too. I don't like the name Izzy. It's going to be bad. Cheers, Tilly. No problem at all. I do try my best to read the chat, but obviously when it's busy, it's difficult to manage. I do try my best, though. I do try my best to read everything that goes on. And, you know, I don't get involved in drama or anything. I try not to anyway. All that sort of stuff I don't like it. Right, I want to show the longer range, and I want to show WX charts. So this is the GFS run for the for the latest run on the 12Z run with the precip, and you can just see the wettest weather. I'm just going to draw a diagram. The wettest weather is expected in the south and the west, southwest Wales through Wednesday. Are seeing some quite heavy rain, possibly a little bit of snow over the highest ground in Scotland, and Snowdonia, for example. Might actually be quite extensive, according to the GFS, but it does overdo it because it's a low-res model. More widespread snow through Thursday morning with the GFS for the Midlands there. Even Birmingham seeing some. Unlikely to verify. Little low, zipping to our east. There's that little weather front, which is weakening as it moves to the east and brings some rain to the north and the west. And then we'll go back drier before wetter conditions push in from the Atlantic by around day 10, with more weather systems pushing in. The Atlantic onslaught continues. There. My old dog was called Izzy and she caused chaos. Right, let's keep going then. That's very good. Well, can that stop pinging me, please? Thank you. Right. What is going on? What is going on with that? Right, then we'll have a look at the CFS, which is everyone's favourite model for the longer range. Now, put your bets in. Say yes or no. Will the CFS, the longer range model, show any cold or any snow? Post your votes now and we'll have a quick look before we start. I have a bad feeling about this CFS run. It's going to be really bad. But it's for fun. This one's for fun. Don't take it seriously. This run. Put your votes in. Low pressure, say goodbye. I think April will be bad for storms, yeah. Cheers, Evie. Not much appreciated. My husband found your channel yesterday. We both subbed and think you do a brilliant job. Cheers. Thank you very much. Think April will be bad for storms. I think it'll be bad for cold weather, actually. No, snow. Yes. Rumour has it Gav is send its dad. Well, you never know. The rumours might be true. Possibly, right. should we go for it then? Cheers everyone for getting in on that. Let's see. Yeah, the rumours might be true. Maybe we'll reveal the truth one day. I'll meet Gav one day. That'd be great. Me and Gav collab or on a video or something. That'd be quite cool. That'd be quite nice. I'd like to do that. Let him know. Send him a message. I'll collab with him one day. We'll have to contact him or something. That'd be great. He is a great guy. When do you reckon the UK will go cold again? Send it, Griff. Great question. Second week of Feb. Note it down, write it down, send it said, second week of Feb will be cold. Telling you now. Well, let's see. Live chat. Where's my chat gone? He's doing a fantastic job. Yeah, he is. Is weather genetic now? Weather is completely based on what the weather wants to do. So there we go. CFS tries to build heights. Right, let's go through it. So I'm only counting into March as cold, alright? Or maybe into the first week of March, alright? But until the first week of March is when I count CFS. So it tries to build heights to our north, builds in an easterly, brings in a easterly. All the cold air is stuck just to our east. We're on the warm side, or the mild side of the ridge, trying to build to our northeast, building a Scandinavian high. Doesn't quite happen. All the cold air goes to our south and east, and we get very close, but we don't. Close but no cigar. Bye cold air. And the Scandinavian high falls down again. Back into the second week of Feb, goes into a westerly, very unsettled, stormy, unsettled pattern for the second week. Into the third week of Feb, goes more westerly, southwesterly, remains southwesterly. Heights try to build out to the west, but don't do successfully. This looks like a very zonal, mild pattern. Winds at the very end of Feb going to a southwesterly. Wow, this is terrible. Winds in from the southwest. Looks like a very mild Feb. Then, oh wow, look at that as we go into March. Then the jet stream starts to sink southwards. As you can see, this is a jet stream. Carrying those low pressures further southwards. High pressures built, ridging out in the Atlantic. Going into a northwesterly wind. This is the first week of March. And then here we go into the northerly. Takes till the 6th of March, but we do get the northerly. With the -5 line. Very transient. Another bit of cold there, actually. Just not very cold, though. So, mild again. Oh, my word. This is looking like terrible. Then into March. -10 line in Scotland. Wow. But it's very dry. Doesn't last long. Very transient. Another northerly shot. Then, at the very end, high pressure tries to get to our north. Into March, into April. And falls apart. Wow, this is terrible. And then cold. Into April when we don't want it. And then... Again, obviously, because we're getting late in the season, doesn't really come to fruition. Then look at this. As we get right to the end, the first week of April, and then the CFS brings in the -5 line, brings in the cold air at the wrong time when we actually want spring. So that's quite interesting. Nah. Yeah. What? Alright, cheers, mods, for sorting that out. More like and share, you get famous on YouTube. I need a holiday. Yeah, cheers, mods, for sorting that out. What? I'm not even sure. Why he super chatted me? I don't know. Refund it. We don't need that on the channel. So thanks, mods, for taking care of that. It was beautiful yesterday. Can't stand cold. Yeah, the cold's nice, but yeah, it's you know, it's nice. I do like the cold. I do like snow, of course. Everyone knows I love snow. It's common knowledge at this point, but you know, it is nice to see it mild at times. Always the way it gets cold in May. 2021 May was cold. Coldest May since 1990. What year? 1996 or 1997. One of them. And April 2021 was also very cold as well. I remember that. Some snow. It was weird. So strange. Maybe this is what the CFS is hinting at. Yeah, that's what it's saying. Right, I want to have a look at the AI model, because I really do rate this one. So there's the unsettled weather through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. High pressure tries to build to our north. The Atlantic's way too powerful, too much energy. Topples the ridge, and then the Atlantic returns. Then it goes westerly for a time before the first week of Feb. High pressure tries to go to our north, doesn't quite, because the Atlantic's way too powerful. Low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south, winds are in from the southwest, and that is very mild for the first week of Feb. Woohoo! Get your sunglasses on, get to coast. Then second week of Feb still remains quite mild, wet and windy, especially in the north. Again, there's the PV, very strong, no signs of it being displaced, and just bringing in very unsettled weather. Now we'll have a look at the ECM charts, the extended range charts for the next couple of days. And if there's anything you want to see before we end the stream and wrap it up, please do let me know, because I'm happy to show anything. I'm just showing these off because I want to. And a few people are interested in these, actually. It's quite nice to see that people are interested in the ECM charts. Used to make videos with these. Let me know if you'd like to see the ECM charts return with some other mixed things mixed in. I haven't done them for a while because they're usually not very accurate and they're a bit of fun, but we'll see. So, the base times are Sunday the 26th, so it's been run today. So the latest date from the ECM, as you can see there, Sunday the 26th of Jan. Then the first week is the 27th of Jan to the 3rd of Feb. We have low pressure rattling in from off the Atlantic and out to our west and centre towards Greenland. High pressure is trying to build to our north and east, but we're bringing in the wind from the west. It's looking quite unsettled, mild, wet and windy, with temperature anomalies around average. And look at that mild air to our east. Wow. Eastern Europe is more than 10 degrees above average. That's pretty crazy. And the precipitation anomalies for the UK are wetter than average in the south and the east, drier than average, particular in the northwest and around the Irish sea coast, Northern Ireland coast. Week 2 is the 3rd to 10th of Feb. Almost very close. That high pressure needs to move a little bit further northwards, but almost bringing in a Scandinavian high. As it is, it's pretty close, but it's not no cigar. Winds are in from the south or southeast, looking pretty mild there. You need that high pressure to be slightly further north. You can just see it there very weakly. High pressure needs to be slightly further northwards to be a Scandinavian high. It's trying to, but I'd expect the winds to be in from the southeast there. But, you know, it might show it there. Let's see. Let's see what it's showing. Oops, I've clicked the wrong week. So, slightly around average or no signal in the south. Slightly colder to our north towards France. To our south towards France. France, Italy, much of southern, southwestern Europe, they're actually around average, maybe below. Further north towards central and northern England, above average. And precipitation anomalies are driving average to our east, wetter than average to the west, probably Atlantic driven. Continuing there. Week 3, the 10th to the 17th of Feb. And, of course, we're back to the Atlantic onslaught. Low pressure, well, actually, no. Low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south. Winds are in from the west, most unsettled in the north, and driest in the south. Temperature anomalies with that one, because it's very similar with that. 1 to 3 degrees above average, and precipitation expected to be wetter than average. Winds are in from the Atlantic, so wetter than average for most. Now, I remember if it was in the summer, you would actually expect below average temperatures with the Atlantic, because it brings the temperature down, makes it cooler, but with this pattern it's not at all. Week 4 is the 17th to 24th of Feb. This looks very bad if you want cold weather. Look away if you want cold. Low pressure towards Greenland and Iceland, high pressure to the east. Winds are in from the southwest. Wouldn't go on this long, I'm telling you. It would not go on this long with winds in from the southwest, and again, very mild temperatures. I do think this model is overdoing it once again. Now into the 24th of Feb to the 3rd of March, and again it continues, and the 3rd to 10th, not much of a signal, but again, low pressure to the north, you'd expect high pressure to the south. Winds are in from the west again. Very good drawings, me. Have a look at the wind gusts again one final time. Update to 828, and again, it's still a little bit windy in the south. We're expecting a feature to develop through the next couple of hours, and there we go. See you later, Chris. Oh my god, everyone's saying bye to Chris. Cold is nice when you can look at it through a window. I agree. Always the way it gets cold in May. I read that one. Have organ failure. Can't stay well. Oh, that's unfortunate, Bliss. I hope you're all right. I hope you get on with it all right. And yeah, that's not great. That is it. Can't we at least get hit by a storm if it keeps westerly? Much preferred. Yeah, if it keeps westerly, you'd expect more storms to pop up, Crift. See you, Chris. Cheers for joining the stream, though. And everyone's like, "Hi, Chris." Yes, yeah, so sorry to hear with your health issues, Melissa, and I hope you're all right with everything. Firm up as much as you can, yeah. Yeah, let us have a good week. Yeah, I'm going to wrap things up here, but basically, watch out for a little low developing overnight, which could affect, well, I'm just going to draw it out. The map will disappear, but it's going to go from the southwest to northeast, so in the zone in the southeast, expect possibly some disruption. I'll actually draw it on the UKV map. With this low, expect some disruption, possibly in this region. So from the south coast to the northeast up to around Leicestershire, where there could be some disruption on the southern side with wind, and then there could be some heavy rain mixed in. Then, of course, through the next couple of days, we have Storm Herminia to watch. There's been some quite strong winds in the west today, caused some disruption in the southwest in Cornwall, for example. So let me know if you've seen any videos of that. Please share them to my Twitter at SendIt'sWeather. Or just search up Send It's Weather and you'll find me. Please do send me them in, and I'll feature them in the next video. There's been some strong winds for southwestern Ireland as well. I've seen the Storm Iowan clips. They look quite severe. But what I will say is the preparation was great. We have to give a shout out to like the Met Office and different media sources, web sources, for getting the information out. A few years ago, like 10, 15 years ago, a storm like that would have killed many. I think we've had 2 reported deaths, which is still, obviously, that's got to the family and things like that. But it is much better than 48 deaths, like in a storm comparable to this some years ago. So the things are improving with like warnings, health alerts. The warning system is works pretty well. And, but there were still fallen trees and things, but people were prepared for it much better than they would be in the past. Anyway, I'm rambling on, but yeah, watch out for wet weather and stuff. Cheers for everyone being here. Smash the cheers. Cheers, everyone, for such a nice message. I'll be reading through the chat once it's done. All the nice messages, and I'll keep an eye on that guy. Cheers, Hazel. Love ya. Fletcher, cheers for the stream, and bye, Send. Yep, bye, everyone. Barb Mac, cheers. If you have not subscribed and liked, what are you doing? I'm the best. No, I'm not. I'm joking. Thank you all for watching the stream. Please do like and subscribe, or consider it anyway, at least, if you do enjoy the content. It really helps me out. And I'll see you all in the next one. I'll be reading the stream back with all your nice messages. Thank you all for watching. Bye, everyone. May start talking about the weather.